Well, we have a cold night in the Northeast. A bad evening to be without a parka, but we are set for football at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Tonight, we culminate pivotal Week 14 with a great Monday night matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Wilson going to come out throwing. Flush to his right. And his first pass is incomplete. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
80 weapon, 80 weapon.
Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. The Jets at 10-2 on the year. They've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
Hands it off out of the gun. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Here's the Jets punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there. Checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down. Now Allen. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Allen's throw is complete. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 42. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On play action, Allen sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll let it go deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. I think you would agree. Just a good decision right there. Goes for the safe play, gets some yardage out of it.
And showed some toughness as well. As you noted, he stayed right in there. Saw the rush was coming, hung in there, took the hit, dumped it out to the outside, and now they pick up some yardage, and you have a back that's grateful.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Allen off the play fake. He's going to air one out. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Allen. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. And CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too far. Letting it rip, and I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Allen. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Here's Wilson to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. He'll buy some time right. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. It's a gain of 34.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Cook up the gut. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing now is Allen. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Allen. And Diggs has it. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Bills' 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards, and the drive keeps going. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks. And
touchdown! A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Bills go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And, of course, this a critical game in regards to not just the division race, but playoff seeding as well. They are a game up, but a loss here could really muddy the waters.
And both of these teams want to clear things up about how they feel about each other and their standing in the league. Because these two teams, they've really been the cream of the crop in their division. So this game, it's been looming on both of their schedules.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Wilson. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Jeremy Ruckert, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have...
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by DJ Reed. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the out.
Touchdown, Jets! A great play there. 28 yards. And the Jets will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. And how about that for just running out the clock? Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Allen. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And I think
think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Allen now looks to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by DJ Reed. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
He sets to fire deep. And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the 2nd quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Pulled in at the 24. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards.
And the Jets will take over. You don't see that too often, Charles. He punted that away and then hustled up to make the stop as well.
Yeah, because oftentimes they serve as their own safety after punting it. You want to be the last guy, but he decided to get involved in the action, didn't he? And what a spark that's got to provide for the rest of his team when they see their punter out there making a nice hit.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson.
Now this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Now Brown. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Cook again. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The 71 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Play action. Now it's Allen. And my goodness, another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery, but on 4th down, a change of possession anyway. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The deep.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Allen. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Allen going to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Allen will try again on 2nd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. John Franklin Myers make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? To the air, Allen. Throwing left side, it's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 22-yard line. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under.
And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 14. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Now Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson, throw over the middle. He's got Rucker. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. On first down, Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown! Jeremy Ruckert with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was waving as hard as wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days in Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Allen off the play fake. They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Escaping the pressure right, and his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. One final try here for Allen. Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. And he is going to have the Bills first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They'll try the middle with Cook. And some room to maneuver. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 99 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's into the clear. He's at the 50. The 30. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on. and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. That good for 22 and a first down. Great time there to come up with his longest run of the night. We just saw it.
Leads to a lot of satisfaction because if they're able to hang on and win this game, you know what else will happen in the locker room after this?
What's that?
Head coach will step up and go, great job, guys. Because of that, come in a little bit later tomorrow.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go. Set.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? The Jets with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Set. Bang. Copper. Copper. 66. Forward. Seam. Set.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And the Bills are going to get the football back. A breakdown by the O-line at the worst possible time. 4th and goal, and it leads to a sack.
I can just see it now. On the sidelines, they're telling the quarterback, you've got to get rid of it somehow, some way. At least get it in the end zone and give us a chance. If we throw an interception, so what? A sack? We didn't even have a chance.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Jets, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for